You look good, you have all of the something they bought you. Yes, goodie!
Hello!
Hi guys.
Thank you. A normal voice. Amen.
This is my voice. God gave it to me. I don't understand.
Right? Welcome back to another week of the Goodgal podcast.
We have another good gal.
3 of us.
Woo! We need to get her like a little branded shirt.
Right? Nothing can fit her at this point.
And
right?
she's small bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So how was your week?
No, how was your week?
Yeah, finally.
Now, how was your week? Let's start with you.
My week has been amazing.
Really?
This little one.
Amazing. That's a very strong word.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Like, honestly, I've been having a good week and I've been having like a positive mindset, to be honest.
Okay, that's good to know.
How was your week?
It's been transformative.
Big word as well.
Yes, it is. Started, back on my little health journey.
Nice.
So that's good. Hoping to be
The
consistent.
January gym craze. Let's see. Can you make it to February?
Can we make it? We're not gonna make it in the name of Jesus, but
Amen.
yeah. So that's it. I just focus on January. I saw January, and it's like it was saying like focus on you in January. Because the you YOU in January. Well, it's actually not how it's spelled, but you know what I mean. So I'm doing that.
So jumping right into the goodie of the week.
It's actually below.
It was. Like, how did you know that I was gonna do that?
Because you're Renee.
The goodie of the week.
Wow. So guys,
Supposed to jump off.
I have her. She's fine. Guys, meet Billo.
Woo!
She is our goodie of the week.
No, but them can't see. If you're on like Apple Podcasts and them
they
somewhere.
can't see if they're audio.
But she have to go be. She go be in the thumbnail.
The thumbnail, yeah. Look at the thumbnail. So she is the goodie of the week. She's my new baby girl. She's a Pomeranian.
Biracial.
Can you hold her?
What?
Make sure she don't go over there.
Wow.
Thank you. She's biracial. She's a Pomeranian mixed with a Yorkie. And she's like really tiny.
Really tiny, guys. Like I'm honestly afraid that Renee might step on her because I'm afraid, and I'm not even here long.
Like something there. My uncle saw her and he's like, "Is this a rat?" Like she looks like a rat, and I'm like her ears are just spiky, but she's a dog,
tiny.
I promise. But she has brought so much joy, honestly.
In such a short period of time,
Right?
imagine impact.
Right?
Are you a celebrity?
I can't wait to watch her grow. Like I'm there, like, oh, I cannot wait to watch
This
her
is
grow.
your own very own like practice-on of a child.
Yes.
So I remember nervous.
The shit and the piss though. Why?
But that is a child.
The potty training be killing me.
It's no difference.
Yes, so she is the new Goodgal.
Woo!
So now, be free, little one. Okay, we can put you in the camera. Hi. Alright, you don't like to believe. I'm sorry. Respecting your boundaries.
That's what we should. Anyways.
That's what we should do. So this week is a little bit different, and we're gonna jump into our hot topics.
Hot topics.
Okay, so this week's hot topic, me and Jody were talking and we were like, we both suffer from anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
We both have like bad, terrible anxiety. I've been very open about like my therapy journey. So we thought we'd, instead of just doing like a hot topic that's based off or having a discussion that's based off something that's happening, more about the, as the name suggests, the anxiety that comes with specifically being a woman, because that's the only perspective we can get from.
Period.
Yeah. So I guess we both wrote down or whatever, but it'll just be a flowing discussion.
Not you assuming I wrote shit.
That's true. That's so true. But we love to start with the facts. So
yes. We are so okay.
Yeah, there's an article. So it says, why does being a woman put you at greater risk of having anxiety? You love my tattoo?
No, it's not that. I forgot that she was in the room. So I was like, what is this?
That's funny. So it says that it's questioning, are women born anxious, and are we raised to be that way? What do you think?
One quick question before we start. Do you realize, or maybe I'm just reaching, but do you think that females struggle with more severe anxiety than men?
I don't know. The thing is, I don't know.
Or there that we're more open about it. Is that the case?
I think, honestly, I don't know, because it's like, I don't know if it's we're more open about it, or it's a person by person thing versus a man versus a woman thing. Because I do think men have a lot of anxiety as well. But I don't know if, I think there's a lot of other factors that contribute to us being anxious. But maybe if we heard from a male perspective, it would be different.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Because I feel like they're anxious too, but I also feel like they handle it differently, so it's not as overwhelming as it would be for us.
I don't know, because it's like more men commit suicide. So that's like another thing. Like
because they don't handle the anxiety
or
well,
whatever.
right?
Well, I think that
or other things. Yeah.
I think, and then I saw something that said like women or friendships. Like I can call you and be like, "Hey, I'm feeling anxious," or like I can call you about an ex-boyfriend 10 years ago and be like, "Jody, I missed him today."
Yeah.
Or men, I don't think men is like have the, not all men have the luxury of that openness in all of their friendships. So. Yeah, I don't know if it's a man or woman thing. I think it's just I don't know. I just know that being a woman just comes with so much angst for me. Like, and it's the little things. Like I think because this how this came out is that like I had an experience I shared on TikTok where I went to a party, but I literally just went out of respect for somebody. Showing them some support. So I only literally just went for an hour, show my face, and come out, right? When I was leaving, because I went by myself, I literally went, saw one of my brethren, them gone, right? But I just said, they weren't ready to leave. Usually I leave with everybody else, but they weren't ready to leave, and I just wasn't on it.
Right.
And I left, and I was walking out of the party alone. It was at police officers club. I'm walking out alone. And like I was walking by and I see a group of guys was exiting when I was exiting. So I'm walking up. One of them said, "Sir, whatever." So I just said, "Hi," like trying to be friendly. And that is an anxious reaction as well, right? I don't think we, like, if I say hi to somebody I don't know, like, hi, it's really me just trying. I'm thinking that if I'm friendly to you, you won't be as aggressive. Like you see, you don't see me
or
trying
be
to
offended,
be offended or trying to. So it's an anxious feeling, right? And then when I was walking up, like he is a shadow I see beside me, and I'm like, he's like, "Yo, man, call you." Da, 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 da. So I walk, and he's walking. So I said, "No, I have to go." Da, da, da.
Right.
And he's still like persisting. And to the point where, like, I had to stop. Like, I had to stop and say, "I know you're trying to talk to me, but this kind of, I'm not." But I stopped when I was close to the gate and closer to a security place.
Right.
I was like, "I know you're trying to talk to me, but this kind of whatever."
Right.
And he was just like, "Man, not trying to scare you." Like, he almost was getting offended. That's why I was nervous.
Right.
And then I said, "Oh, I have to go." And then I walked out, and he was still walking behind me till the point where I saw one of my friends, big up Matthew. Actually, I saw Matthew and Adrian. So I saw two of my friends, and like I said, and they were walking out with our next friend of mine, Crystal, and I was like, "Hey guys," and I ran to them, and I was like, "Yo," and Matthew, and I think, who else was there? Christian was there as well, and they followed me to my car. And it was like it was such a, I don't think they understand, and it's like we're so desensitized to it because those things happen all the time.
Yeah, you also feel like you have to say something, like even if you're just really not in the mood or in the frame of mind, or most times I will say, "Hey," or like, "Bro, you know, say hi," or whatever. But what is funny to me, like, this is the outside world and you experience it as well, but to be honest with you, at the place that I work, we do have a policy against catcalling. Yeah,
you should.
We do. So you're not allowed to verbally like catcall like browning. My size, you're not allowed to do that. Like it's against the code of conduct. And I thought that was very refreshing when I started the journey there, that this was something that exists, because really and truly, because of the type of industry, there are many people from different walks of life. It don't matter. It's just men, women in a space, and they will always find a way to, get the attention of somebody, an attractive female or whatnot. And I found that made me feel a little more comfortable. Because you're really just trying to go about your day, just doing your work. Like, you don't want to be harassed. Yeah. Because it's harassment. Yeah. It is harassment. You were harassed. Yeah. And because of that, like, I'm also very hyper alert when I go anywhere. Yeah. Most of the time I'm driving by myself, and I'm very, the first thing I do is lock the doors.
I don't even, you know what's crazy? I was thinking about that too. Like, do men as well, like, and then again, as you noticed by the topic, it's, do men worry about those things, like,
I don't really think so.
being trailed when you're going home?
Yeah. Oh, maybe.
Or
maybe
I'm crazy. Like, before I go in the car, I look in the trunk. I look in the
No.
back.
What I do is jump in the car, lock the doors, and then I look around just to see first.
And I'm like, and then I have a thing where, like, if I don't look, I just put my hand behind the seat and feel. So it's a lot of like those little things and nuances that I don't know if people really who are not women understand.
It does make you a little anxious. Like, sometimes I'm running to my front door because I do reside by myself, and so it's like it is hours of the night. You're coming from events or whatnot, even just in the night in general. I'm like running Usain Bolt into my door because I'm just trying to get inside as fast as possible. Like,
even little things, little things. For example, taking pictures. I don't take pictures in my house. Like, I'll take a picture at one spot that you can't really because I'm not taking pictures in my house or at the front of my house. Like, I don't want anybody to be able to say, oh, it's her house that.
No, for real. These things are, and that's why, remember we had an oversharing conversation? It's also because we don't have the luxury of doing that
women don't have the luxury of oversharing.
I see some man, I said, they might take picture in them front yard, backyard,
with them license plates all are showing a picture.
That's a different conversation. I've always been very aware of that. It's like, if you don't know what to drive, you don't know what to drive. Like, I've always just been private, but then, given this day and age, you're also very alert and not so. You're private, but also very hyper alert of the dangers of oversharing, and people can really just do some really horrible things.
And then the thing is, you just don't know. Like, even dating. That is the next thing.
You are not picking me up. I'm so sorry. I'm meeting you there.
It's so much anxiety because no, I'm telling you, I do not want you to pick me up from my house until I'm like
comfortable.
Even dating, like, I genuinely would like to date outside my culture, outside, try new things, do all of that, right? Like, I want to be more open, but it's like, can you?
All solo traveling. Them girl are goodie?
Bro, like, can you? Like, you'd want to go somewhere, you'd want to whatever, and it's like...
I think about it. I'd want to sometimes sit down and go a bar by myself.
Or sometimes just meds, like, and honestly, that's like a big reason why I got the dog. Like, I want to be able to say, okay, let me just drive her, me and her go to the beach or whatever. So if something behind me, at least I'll hear her bark or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... It's such a nerve... Like, it makes me so anxious to do anything. Like, and you have these rules that you have to set up for yourself. You can't pick me up. You can't let him know certain things about yourself. You can't let him know where you work too early. You can't.
And also, these little things, especially, and I've always been hesitant about telling people that, about myself. But I've already shared it. But especially with like services, him soon come. Him gonna work.
Yeah.
He lives there. There's a man living there. What's he talking about?
Yeah.
Him gonna work. Him so come.
Yeah.
Like,
Facts.
No.
Facts.
Because I don't know you. You have just solicited a service from you.
Even like delivery, like, I don't think it, like,
I don't really do the whole, like, food delivery. You have to talk about food delivery and
something? Food delivery or anything. Like, even like, if I order something from my Instagram store or whatever, meet me in a half a tree. Like, meet me in a half a tree. Like, when I say I'm nervous.
And also because you are also known, it's just also like, oh, I know where she live now. That's a very different element to your life.
That's another element because it's like...
Nobody don't know me. Thank God.
No, but it's also like... And then the thing is, I don't go into a place thinking that people know me. So
you know exactly. You don't.
Some people think, like... You saw some people go into a place and be like a celebrity, they prepare for that life. And not that I'm known or whatever, but you know what I mean? People would have
come across my page
or my content, or you're doing a podcast now, like, people are gonna see it.
Yeah.
But it's so weird because it's like, I never go in assuming that somebody recognizes me or knows me or whatever. So it's like, even the things, like, there's another part of it that when you're going anywhere, and even me, I'm very voluptuous, right?
For want of a better term.
But like, I got an ass, I got a small waist, and I got titties. Like, you know what I mean? And like, even gym. what else can I wear to the gym but gym clothes? Like sometimes I just want to wear my sportswear or whatever. I can't do that. So I always have to have on a t-shirt because. And then even the other day I went to the gym, right, and I was buying a charger. There's a because the gym that I go is in a plaza, and I was buying a charger at this place, and I went in and it's like there's this thing that men do that annoy me. So instead of I don't know which one I hate worse. When you call to me, just unsolicited or just psst or whatever, or when you just become loud to make me see you.
So, you are automatically invisible then.
So it's like I went into this store and like I'm going in and there's no talking. As I come in, this one man and he's just
man,
like
turn around.
And
then
he's talking. No, it's not even just turn. He's talking about you. Like he's talking about you to the man right there in front of
to get your attention.
And he's like, yeah man, you see all of that? I was in my gym clothes. You see all of that? Yeah man, my youth. And he's talking to the man, but he's talking about
right.
So it's like I don't think they realize how
it's rude.
Not just rude, but how uncomfortable.
Yeah, because you feel just like a piece of.
You feel like something. You feel like an ornament,
like an inanimate object. Like
I'm not a person.
Yeah.
Or even let's take it even to work. When you go into the boardroom or something, and like I remember I was presenting something. Not at my current workplace. That's at my old workplace. Our workplace before.
Is it
the workplace that we used to work? And I remember I was doing a presentation, and like the man stopped, and he's like, you're presenting, but I can't hear anything that you just say.
So gross.
I can't hear anything. You just say like your beauty and your body just distracting me.
I feel like that's like another group chat conversation. Like,
and I'm like, damn, bro, like I worked on this presentation.
But then that place did it very unprofessional though. Let's talk.
Facts. That place was so unprofessional.
I mean,
from the top goes straight down to the bottom. No, like it was so unprofessional. I was like, there's no way. And then I was like, there were other males in the room. And nobody said anything. All of them laughed and jarred. And
no.
And it's like, you don't want to be because there's. I wrote this down here because it's like if you're assertive,
bitch.
You're a bitch. You're mean. You're whatever. But if you're sweet, you're weak.
Yeah.
You
can anybody easily advance.
We always have to be something.
You have to be some balance.
Some in the balance of
guys. I have no problem being a bitch because you see my face. Most times it's that, and I don't mind. Like you remember 2 weeks ago we went out and the same guy that we met at the place Janga's, and he was just like, you should smile more, and I was just like, no.
Yeah.
I said no. No.
Even that, like, I just feel like I feel like it's so intrusive. Like,
because I feel
why do you feel like you need to just come and talk to me?
And it's a big, and sometimes I used to feel bad about how not, because sometimes I don't know how my face looks. In all honesty, I really don't, because it's just been like that for years. But sometimes I used to feel bad, like people used to make me feel bad about it, but I don't, because at the core of me, I know I'm a good person, and I'm fun. I'm a vibe. I'm fun to be around. But I feel like if it's gonna help me to reduce these anxieties because there are less people approaching me.
Yeah.
I'm good. Like I'm not unapproachable in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be like, oh, I want to in a good mood.
Yeah.
I'm not. Don't talk to me.
Yeah. And then the thing is too, there's a larger conversation, because I think when we talk about these topics, we're focusing on the men. There is a lot of women who buy into and contribute to the narrative of what is going on.
Oh, for sure.
So, for example, I was at the gym the other day, and like, men have a weird way of like, it's almost animalistic. You ever watch like the Animal Kingdom shows, and they're like
National Geographic
hunting their prey, they're looking, they're about to go in, and like I was in the gym and I'm like doing my sets, right? And I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, no, you also forget to say Jesus, too small, man.
But as I was saying, like they have a very animalistic way of doing things, right? So he was like going to the different machines, and like every time, and then the mansplaining. That man your belly big, no, till thy kingdom come. And me, we work out in the gym for how much years now, right? Yaga said to me, say, oh, you should be lifting this way, or
it's just a conversation start, so we know that.
You should go this way, and I'm just like, but
it's always a gym rat that trying to be a trainer, low key.
But one thing with me, my headphones always in my ears, so I'm just like, I'm just like, so I just whatever,
Yeah.
right? And he's going to me to every set. And then I remember going like behind me. So I remember going in the room and I just started to work with something that he can't, so he wants to use.
Right.
And I ended up going in the room and I saw two women, and like they were outside at first, and I was just, seeing a woman's face, you kind of feel like, yes, you know what I mean? So, and I was telling them, I was like, did that guy, I was like, isn't that guy like very like pushing onto my neck? She's like, yeah, but man stay. And I'm like,
oh,
I thought, and I was like,
okay.
some women make it hard for other women
to stand up
when
for
you
yourself,
say things like, I saw man stay, I saw him stay, like, and you are the women who are raising sons.
One thing God
making excuses for your brothers.
And this is the year I said to myself, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna stand up for myself a lot more.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna step on next respectfully, guys. Respectfully. But I mean, I feel like sometimes you can't offer one if you should defend yourself or not in some instances, and it's just like, why do I have to second guess this defending myself as a human being? I mean, outside of me being a woman, I'm a human, no?
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, like,
yeah.
I don't know.
And you know what too? Like, even the men that you hold closest, still, I don't know if they get it. Like, it takes a really special
some men do
time.
and some men don't.
Like, for example, my friend Keezy, I think he's one of the few men who I've spoken to who gets it.
Yeah, he's like, a gentleman.
He's not just a gentleman. Like, he understands the power he has as a man. Like, we've had conversations. So when I'm around him, I am 250% like just comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's not gonna put me in a situation where it hurts or anything like that. Like, but for example, right, like older family members, like I've been at family gatherings and they're like, I don't think they realize too how they propagate, like, or they just align to whatever narrative or making us feel anxious or uncomfortable. How they make us anxious or uncomfortable. Because, for example, I've been at family gatherings and they're like, when they bring men, when you bring 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 women, different women to your family gatherings and introducing them to us and expecting us to be, those things make me anxious when I'm dating.
Oh, because all of them sit down there watch you change them like drawers. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
I get what you're saying.
Like those things make me anxious when I'm dating, because it's like, I'm thinking all men cheat, all men are dogs. So it's like you're giving me a narrative that you don't even know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You're giving me a narrative, or even like when I was younger, like my father is a streets man and I love him to death and that's my best friend. But I don't like. He has some misogynistic tendencies that I don't think are the best necessarily. He's growing out a bit more, and like now that I'm older, I can explain certain things to him and how it has affected me and how we can have those conversations. But growing up, I feel like, especially older Jamaican men, no, like I remember one time I was younger and I went out with him. At the time, I think he was with my mom still, and I went out and I think he was like looking at a girl. And I remember I had cousins. Like, I remember right here, he was, it was me. I think he took me and my 3 cousins for ice cream, right? And then he was mostly looking at a girl. And I came back home and it's like, I told my mom, like, oh, my daddy was talking to this girl or whatever. And like, my mom asked him about whatever. And I remember my cousins, I think my sister was there. My cousins, my older sister, they were literally upset with me because it's like, oh, I told on daddy. And and it's so funny. It's so funny the things that you remember when you're young and you don't know how it. Because like, why would you do that in front of me?
Don't protect.
And why was and we were all girls.
Yeah.
Why are we trained to protect and condone this behavior?
Yeah. But I mean, that's a whole other podcast episode.
Facts.
No, honestly.
But these are the things that to me like contribute to my anxiety.
Yeah. Anxiety around just being. Yeah.
Even what you wear, how you have to think. Like,
I'm always just on guard because
200%.
Like, I'm just like, are you trying to help me here, sir, with my bag, or is there an ulterior motive? Sometimes I'm very, very apprehensive about certain things, and like, even again, you also ensure that you're around people that you know will be protective of you as a woman as well, because certain things I look out for. Like if I'm walking on the road with somebody, like a man, dating or not, dating friend or not. If I'm on the outside, I'm so sorry, I'm judging you. Why am I on the outside?
Yeah.
I don't know. Those are the things that are very important to me. Like that protective. I mean, not to say you're depending on a man to protect you, obviously, but it's like those are the things that you know, like can ease your anxiety a little bit. Being around them, knowing that you're being protected and feel a little bit secure. But the anxiety around being a woman is very hard. Also, the anxiety around trying to figure out if it is that you are where you are to be. I think we women worry about that more than men. I feel like men can be 35 and have no idea of their purpose in life and be fine.
Yeah.
And for me, it's because that we have less opportunities, so the anxiety around where you are in life at a certain age or stage is going to be a little more pronounced because him can probably start his career at 35 and be great by 40, and me, I've been working since I'm probably 19, 20. You're just like, boy, you feel like you're not reaching nowhere. There's this anxiety around where is my career going, can I restart my career, all of that, so that's another major anxiety I think that we don't speak about, is just that.
And on that point, it's like when you hear people talking and they're like, oh, it's both. It's not just some women and men as well. Oh, find a husband, settle down, settle. You're aging out. You hear things like you're aging out.
Girl.
That term, it's like, what?
But you know what's so funny to me?
You're aging out. Your time is going up. It's like, what?
Caucasians, those white people.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about them. They get married so early, and they have several marriages within their lifetime. And for me, it's like baffling. Like, if you're in certain states, specifically, I think it's more pronounced in certain states. Like, if you are not married by the age of 21, something is very wrong with you.
And that's insane.
And then you divorce by 24, you have 2 kids, and then you remarry.
Do you know the most unmarried women in the world is black women?
Yes.
And that's a whole other, as you said, that's a whole
other conversation.
But I think it's like, these are the things, and to me, like, being a black woman, living in a third world country, and it's like, there's another aspect to that too, because you're supposed to have it by this time. You know what I mean? Like, you need to have kids, and it's like some women don't desire family, kids, and all that,
but
right?
Is that okay? Like,
and that is it okay to? It's such a confusing state because it's like, if you reach, let's say the age that I usually hear is 30. If you reach 30 and you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, you don't have no kids, you don't have no man, something must be wrong with you.
You are the issue.
You are the issue.
Not the same pickings that we have.
No, and it's just like, no, it's not that, like, oh, when you reach this age and you do whatever, something must be wrong.
And then you have the anxiety surrounding that because you think that you're going to be so old and lonely with cats.
And then you reach into this place where you're dating somebody and they're treating you like shit, but you think,
let me just settle because right now forget that. But then I think
that.
I think we're now moving away from that though. There are people who have really, like, balanced it out, balanced out that thought, balanced out that narrative, and I appreciate that a little bit more.
But you know what it is for me? Like, sometimes it's like damn if you do, damn if you don't. Because for me, I always want to be married. I always want kids. Like, I've always wanted that, right? But it's like, people make me feel bad about that. Like, you're young, you're supposed to be traveling. So it's like, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. People that are like, oh no, you should be traveling, you should be enjoying life, don't worry about that.
But you can't do both?
I know, but that's the thing, right? So it's like, I have friends who I love dearly, who I can't talk to about certain things in my life because they contribute in a sense to, like, and they're not genuinely trying to do it. It's just that for a woman, it's like, it's like you have to, your path is like, we can't just accept that everybody's on a different path. So for me, one of my main things is like, even if I don't agree with what you're doing, and I've had to learn this the hard way, like, even if I don't agree with what you're doing, I respect you enough to allow you to just be. You know what I mean? So like, if you don't want kids, you don't need to jump or hammer down
Yeah,
my throat because I want kids, and vice versa. It's like
because I have friends that are on
judge each other as women.
I have friends that are on a very different path than I am.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a little weird, like, because weird, not in a bad way, but it's like I am on a so very different path.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not where close to being like having a family and everything as they do. And I just feel it's sometimes it's a little like, I don't know, but it's also like, I mean, they've chosen a different path. This is, you know, I've chosen a different path, which is I get some more focused on my career because that's just how I've always been. But I don't feel like I've ever like, why? I can't believe say.
Yeah.
No, I've never.
Even as you said that, like, for example, if you notice when women move into different phases of their life, they find friends for those phases. Like, if you're in your mommy phase, you find mommy friends.
Though. You ever wonder?
But you know, men don't do that. If a man have a baby or whatever, you have the same bridging there.
That's
true. Have a baby,
that's
true.
True.
Married, and same bridging there. Women know when we whatever, we have to find mommy friends and like. Why my girlfriends that I used to go to the party and the club with can't be the friends that support me in the time of whatever. But I think it's both. I think it's a two-way street because it's like that's why I said damn if you do, damn if you don't, because it's a very weird, anxious concept. I don't know. It's just navigating being a woman, a young woman. I can't just imagine how women, ambitious woman,
because then you're going to get these even more anxieties because you want so much for yourself.
Me, you want to be respected.
Hey, every morning, I joke. Every week, I sit and I'm just like, wow, this ambition thing is really, really taxing because
the worst thing.
We just want to kill it. Like, my life would have easier though. I never have to worry about so much things and the anxiety around like what may I do, if may I do it to the best of my ability, and you know, would I achieve these goals in this time period, blah blah.
And if you're living up to your potential and your purpose, if you're doing the
right
your purpose?
Thing. That's a conversation for another podcast, but you know your purpose?
I think so.
Okay.
I think this is gonna be a little bit woo. But I think everybody's purpose is to be in service to others in some way. I think your sole purpose as a human is to make sure that every living thing you interact with, you make the space better for them with whatever
I completely agree.
Or
I completely
skill or
agree.
whatever you have.
And
that's just
agree.
what
you should be adding value all around any relationship.
And that to me is what I've seen. And then my thoughts on that comes from the Bible, but that's what I see in the Bible. Every generation has left the previous generation better off. So Abraham told them that Jesus was coming. Jesus came and they told him that, you know what I mean? And the apostles, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, they told the people who didn't get to see Jesus about Jesus. So to me, it's like every generation is supposed to carry on and make sure that the society is better. So like now, like I'll always use the flu as an example. Like before, people did dead from the flu, and now they're like
surviving.
They're surviving. Before, you know what I mean? So, to me, every generation.
I agree. Yeah. But individual also struggling with trying to find your individual purpose.
Like trying to find, but the thing is, what is the thing? That's where I'm stuck, because it's like, what is the thing that I'm supposed to be doing that helps others? What is it?
Okay,
like,
fair, right? What is your impact on this world?
Yeah, and that's why
is something that's
anything I come on my mind, I do it, I try it. Because it's like, I don't know if my purpose will be found in it. And not necessarily in like a flippy floppy way. Like, I'm not going to just
try everything,
I'm not going to leave my job and go turn a surfer or something stupid like that, because I feel like...
You're not stupid, girl. Surfer way.
But you know what I mean? Like, if it's something that truly has been calling on my heart, and it's something that I think I'm being led to do by God or by my spirit or whatever, I'm going to try my best to see.
Here we are with a podcast.
Yeah. So... And that was it. Like, it's so funny. Like, and people don't even know that. Like, we used to listen to podcasts all the time at work to get through the day. And I'd be like, I said, you know, I want to start a podcast, but I don't think I have anybody. And I was like, yo, do you want to do a podcast? And I was so shocked that you said yes.
Yeah, because I'm not, you know.
I was because I
super quiet, super private.
Yes, I was even shocked. But it's like, and I definitely think that there's purpose in what we're doing, so that's why I'm just trying
your thoughts and opinion on there, because there are people who can relate or not relate, or just a different perspective on life.
So it's so but the anxiety that comes with ambition is heavy.
It is.
Heavy. But I
Heavy is the what? Something that wears the crown?
Heavy is a head that wears a crown.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's even like with a lot of things too, we have to know how to react. I don't know. I just think being a woman can be timing. What she's gonna take? You can't bother.
Yeah, we made the money. Yeah.
No,
Timing, you know way.
Yeah. No, I mean in terms of like it's time consuming because I don't know, you see how for me, like sometimes I know this man can just act, like, and it's just like
think about it after.
And think about it after, and it's like I don't know if we have that luxury.
We don't get the same grace
I'm
from the world.
Yeah, and I'm
don't get the same grace from
jealous
the world.
of the women who just act because I think they are
brave.
They're not just brave; they're ahead of the curve in terms of because they just try something.
What's an example? Who's an example of that?
Shonda Rhimes.
Okay.
I think she was like she saw something that was needed in the space, and she said, "I'm gonna create this." Tyler Perry.
It's alright.
Yeah. It's like or for example, like you see how he just went and did that, and like she, like as a woman, she just the women who can just act and just do things. It's like, and I have women like that who I work with who just when them go in her room, like I had this this old head of, and her name was Aileen. This old head of her name was Aileen, and she was a boss, like. And
it took her what time to get there though?
I'm sure like she's a more mature woman, but I'm sure it took her time to get there. But it's refreshing to see because it's like, wow.
I had one of those.
You can get there.
I had one of those, and
some people would assume
she was mislabeled. She was mislabeled. At the core of that girl, young lady, woman, woman. She was actually pretty sweet, but because you see, sometimes the world toughens you, and you have to.
You have to know
facing, you have to be so rough. Sometimes I get that too. Like sometimes I have to be so cold, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people have taken advantage and will take advantage. It's hard to strike a balance between being this soft and sweet girl, and I see that I know somebody that like your friend. I know like I don't know her in the workspace, but she's so sweet, and I wonder if she's like that in the workspace as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like I hope that people can still see the value in you and still see you being a strong woman without mislabeling you. And it's just a hard balance. It's just a hard balance. Like I don't want to be labeled that, but if it is at the end of the day, I have to be that too. You know?
As long as I'm respectful in the way that I stand up for myself, I've decided that I'm not gonna allow it to make me anxious to do so or to say something.
And I've never really been intimidated by men and people. I'm not intimidated by people. But it's just like I don't want to intimidate people either.
I guess I'm a bit intimidated by especially if I don't know, for me too, it's like going into a room, seeing certain men, whatever, like how they, and it's like
I get no more than me.
Yeah, no, I do get it. Like that contributes to my anxiety. Like I do get intimidated, to be honest. Like, and it was worse before, but now I realize that like there is a lot of power within me that I have to tap into.
Yeah, you have to shake that imposter syndrome.
Yeah, like there's a quote that I live by. Like it's like it says that I think it's Oprah. I think she said it. She said a woman has the power to nurture to create, nurture, and transform. And I thought that's so true because we create, we nurture, and we transform anything that we really are trying to do.
We have transformed some people.
Yeah, and it's like I think it's just tapping into that power. But sometimes, boy, the anxiety can make you.
And some people misuse them power. But that's a different conversation, guys.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of them people get into that.
Yeah.
But I just always have in my mind nobody know more than me. I feel like no, we all got the same ground. Hello, Dovecat.
True.
What are you talking about? Like no, like I'm not going to make you feel like you are more than me. You might be maybe more educated at this point or whatever, but no, like the day you start making people feel like they're more than you is the day they will take them step. Maybe to come through carelessness, and I'm no. Like you're not going to make me feel less than, because I'm also willing to learn, and I'm not. I'm always willing to learn from people. Always I look for learning things. So you're bringing wealth of knowledge. I'm gonna learn from you, but I'm not gonna make you feel like you're better than me, because nobody's better than anybody.
Yeah,
I promise you.
Yeah, And I'm just trying to, and even people, like, I think it's more than a people thing. Sometimes it's our personal mental thing, but I'm trying to release that feeling and know that there is, as you say, nobody's better than me, and there's power within
You, yeah.
there's power within you to like really make a situation and tapping into that. So yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to have a conversation
They
today.
seem nice. Is it nice?
To just be
Look deep also.
deeper, like more, and just more open, because it's been something that's like been on my mind of how anxious I've been getting, and so yeah, that was, I guess, the hot topic. Do you have any closing remarks?
Not on the hot topic yet. Oh, other than nobody's more than you in it. So don't make people feel like them. I don't make people feel like them have something over you or whatever. Like, we are all on our own path. I feel like the more we realize that we're all on our own path and focusing on our own path, the better we will. I don't know, feel as an overall person. Like, you on your own path, them on their path, because you don't know what they would have gone through in their entire lifetime or whatever, or done to reach the where they are. That's also why I always say nobody know more than me, because I don't know how you reach yourself.
True.
I don't know what evil or good you did, and your journey started probably at a different time than me and with different circumstances. And so the comparison is not fair.
Yeah. And for me, I think it's just anxiety is it's a feeling, and it feels horrible, and it feels very, but it's
trapped almost so in your thoughts.
You have to, you're trapped in your thoughts, but it's like, for me, I try to look for support. So I always try to find a good support system that helps me with it. Therapy helps. So it's just finding what makes,
guys, therapy is for everybody.
It makes
if it's accessible to you, please go ahead. Thank you.
So it makes it a little bit easier for me.
Yeah.
So that was a hot topic. Jumping right into our listener letter or question. Is that question?
Listener letters.
Why? It's not letters anymore?
Yeah, I feel like...
I mean, they're not right now. They're diary. So it's really a question.
It's really a question.
Yeah.
Okay. What's more important? Consistency or honesty?
With what? Life?
I guess. Or just in anything. Like, I guess in relationships with the romantic or platonic.
I don't know if that's like a...
Why not the both of them?
That's funny. Yeah, what? Consistency or what?
What's more important to you? What do you think is more important? Consistency or honesty?
Honesty, hello? Both, yes, for sure, if I could choose any. But honesty, I think consistently dishonest? No. Honesty, thanks.
I don't know. I'd maybe go for consistency. Because, let me tell you, you can be honest, but you can be...
flip-floppy?
Terrible. Like, you can be honest and you can be telling me the truth, but you're just like, and sometimes it's like, because to me, if you're like consistently kind, consistently patient, or your actions are consistent, so I know that if you come to me, you're gonna come to me. If you say you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it. Or like with consistency, I know what to expect from you. Right? I'm not saying honesty isn't important.
No, this is a very strange question.
But it's just, I would prefer consistency, because honesty, you can be harsh with your honesty.
No,
you can be honesty at the times that like you can be mean. You can I don't know.
Honesty,
you want honesty?
I do.
Why?
I do, because supposed to in all the consistent effort, you also not to be honest about how you feel about me or yourself or life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can consistently be painting a very bad painting
isn't somebody who
bad picture.
To me isn't somebody somebody who's consistent, wouldn't they be honest?
No. You consistently lying, that's not honest. You consistently disrespecting me, that's not honest. You consistently not showing up for me, that's, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, when I think about it like that, I'd rather honesty, because I also know what I'm getting. You know what? Also, I give an example as well, like green is, some people who they present themselves forward as this person, and then they're actually not. That grinds my gears. I love to know.
So they're consistently showing up, but they're not being honest.
If you are a very bad person, I don't want to say what I was going to say. I'd love to know that upfront, as opposed to me thinking that you're this great person and then deep down you're actual trash.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want you to be honest with yourself first. I want you to be honest with me first. And me second. Always be honest to yourself first. I think honest people are not honest with themselves a lot.
True. Honest about what you want, honest about like
How you feel, anything, yeah. Like, honesty, thanks.
Yeah, I can say
Thank
that.
you.
I think because like I don't know, I feel like a lot of people who I have cared for, they truly lack consistency. So for me, like consistency is maybe like the major thing that I would love to see come out more. And it's funny, like that's one of the words that I'm
using for the year.
So it's like discipline, consistency, and bravery. Right? So
Oh, my word, them kind of weird.
yeah.
Let's not talk about it.
Oh wow. Okay. But yeah, like so those are my like 3 words, like discipline, consistency, bravery. So I think it's I don't know, I still kind of feel like consistency keeps you honest. Because to me, if I'm going to the gym every day consistently, whatever, I must get some results. You know what I say?
You are try a couple of two are 2 different things. Honesty, thanks.
Yeah.
Just a consistency, and that's fine.
Okay. I guess it's agree to disagree. Yeah. So that was the Good Gal podcast.
Featuring Billo, who's now sleeping. Apparently, she had a very rough night.
No,
Hard work.
She sleeps. Once the AC come on,
It's over.
She's out.
We can't turn a picture of her.
She's will wake up. The minute I get up, she's going to wake up.
Oh,
so that was episode 11.
Oh, you okay? Yes, 11. I'm just like, here we go.
See you next week.
Bye.